It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 10th, and today is the rainy day across the Ozarks. We've got rain showers on the radar already, and I think this is going to be a common look for the radar as we go through the rest of the afternoon today. Temperatures won't be moving much either. It's pretty warm this morning. You may be looking at the thermometer thinking, oh, mid-50s. It's going to be a nice warm day. Yeah, it's not. We're going to only warm about 5 degrees through the course of the day, thanks to very low cloud cover, rain showers that will be with us, and these overcast skies, along with a pretty strong northeast wind. Just not a whole lot of movement with the temperature today. So we're looking at a high about 60, rainy all day. I would bring the rain gear and add an extra layer to the outfit, especially as you're sending the kids out the door early this morning. I expect that we will see better weather in the 7-day forecast, but it's not going to come immediately. Today, kind of a dreary, rainy day in the forecast for the middle of the week. We're going to pick up on some nice, slow, steady rainfall. In fact, I think most places will see more than an inch of rainfall by the time you add it all up today. However, it will make for a dreary afternoon in the Ozarks, and we will be dealing with a cool down in the temperatures. A few thunderstorms are possible today, too. No severe weather is expected, though. That's the good news. This is the kind of rain that we like in the springtime. It's come slow enough that we don't deal with a lot of flooding problems, and there's no severe weather to be concerned about. So that's not an issue for us today, which is nice. But that's not to say you won't see a little bit of lightning, hear a little bit of thunder. I think some of that is possible in the forecast today. Best chances for it to rain pretty much all day long going to happen south of I-44. Our far northern counties up in central Missouri and the northwestern Ozarks are going to see fewer rain chances, but everybody has a widespread shot for some rainfall today. I'm not expecting flash flooding to be a problem for us, but some low potential for locally heavier rainfall amounts are going to be possible, and minor flooding is possible across south central Missouri, where we get some of the higher rain totals. These are locations like Branson, Harrison, Arkansas, Mountain Home, West Plains, Ava, places that are going to see the higher rainfall amounts closer to that 2-inch mark. Everybody else is going to stay closer to 1 inch. Increasing rain chances are possible as we head into the morning hours, and I think they're going to be pretty widespread along and south of I-44 through this afternoon and through this evening. Of course, make sure if you come across water on the roadway, you turn around and find a different way around. And I expect that you might have to alter your plans if you had anything going on outside today. Good news is that there are much better choices for outdoor activities in this 7-day forecast. We just have to wait on it a little bit. Today, I mentioned we have a northeast breeze that's going to help keep us cool today with a high near 60 degrees. And the winds are going to be gusting over 20 miles an hour as we go through the course of the afternoon. There is a risk of severe weather across the country today. It's just not for us. It's down in Louisiana, portions of Mississippi and Alabama, even the Florida Panhandle, expecting some strong to severe storms in the forecast. A cold front is sitting in our far southern counties, and we are on the cold side of that, meaning that we're getting in on the high winds and the light rain chances on the backside of this cold front. We'll be staying cool tomorrow, too. I still have high temperatures in the mid-60s on Thursday. We're in the upper 60s by Friday. Something else to mention that starting tomorrow, we start to see really low relative humidities move in behind that front that I mentioned. This means that the air is going to be very dry while we still have the windy conditions in place. And this will lead to some elevated to significant fire weather conditions in the Ozarks. That really peaks tomorrow through Friday and even Saturday of this weekend. Looks like we could have some significant fire danger in the Ozarks. A warming trend is then going to take place for the weekend. This is where all the good news is in the forecast. Timed perfectly for the weekend. I have temperatures that are going to be in the upper 60s on Friday. I think by the time we get to Saturday, we're in the mid to upper 70s, and we could be at 80 degrees by the time Sunday gets here. It also is going to come along with a drier pattern, meaning that the sunshine takes over and there will be plenty of time for outdoor activities. However, it may be a bit breezy on Saturday. That's how it's looking right now, and we'll still have those low relative humidity values in place. Around the country, what's making headlines? It's the heavy rain, the flash flooding, the severe weather threat that expands for the southern plains into the lower Mississippi Valley today. Also, we're talking critical fire danger out in Texas. This is into the Texas Big Bend and Rio Grande Valley. So that's going to be the area where we're on high alert for wildfires to get a bit of out of control today with the really dry conditions and the winds that have picked up behind the severe weather that moved through Texas just yesterday. So that's where a lot of the action is weather-wise across the country. It's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for the day. Here's the question that I left you with yesterday. It's an old game. Do you remember this one? Operation. What is the patient's name in the board game Operation? The options were A, Buzzer Bill, B, Cavity Sam, C, Fix Me Frank, or D, Organ Bob. I actually did remember this one from childhood. We always called him Sam. I didn't know the cavity part, but the answer is B, Cavity Sam. You know the old game Operation. You use the tweezers to dig around in Sam and fix all of his ailments. And if you hit the side, then his nose that was like a light bulb would buzz and light up red. Great game. Cavity Sam, the patient has a name. Answer B, congrats if that was your guess at aroundtheozarks.com. Here is the question that I will leave you with for tomorrow. Sleep.org says it should ideally take you how many minutes to fall asleep at bedtime? Do you think it is A, 10 minutes, B, 5 to 20 minutes, C, 10 to 15 minutes, or D, 10 to 20 minutes? You can submit your guess. Do that at aroundtheozarks.com. It is free to enter, and we have a fantastic prize to give away for you this week. The winner is going to get a pair of tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals game. That's for Sunday, May 5th. There will be one winner this week from everybody that answers correctly on the Brain Twister trivia questions, which I give you every single day. The St. Louis tickets are brought to you, of course, by Around the Ozarks and 105.1 The Bull, your radio home of the St. Louis Cardinals. It would be awesome to head up there for a St. Louis Cardinals game. That is for Sunday, May 5th. So head on over to the website and submit it there. And I'll try and get you a good forecast for that day too if you win the tickets. Thanks so much for listening this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. And thank you for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I'm meteorologist Abby Dyer, and I'll chat with you again tomorrow morning.